Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here, NBC Sports Bay Area. We just spoke to Kyle Shanahan and he gave us an injury update from the Miami loss, 29 to 17 loss in Miami. Oof. Um, this 49ers roster is even more injured than it was before. It was already just battered and bruised, and now it's even worse. So the injuries from Sunday's game is Aaron Banks has an MCL. He is out for the next two games. Also, Jalen Moore with his quad injury, he is out for the next two games as well. Spencer Burford, who came in at left tackle in place of Jalen Moore, he has calf soreness and may or may not be out. They're hoping for good news there, but also um, Dre Greenlaw, of course, calf soreness. They're not sure what they're going to do with him. So Dre Greenlaw, with his calf soreness, was only on the field for four plays before they sidelined him. And Kyle Shanahan said they haven't made a decision on what they're going to do with him for the rest of the season. So this is a unique situation. Trent Williams is out for the rest of the season. His ankle is not responding. So what I was going to say is that it's different from the Trent Williams situation where they're just going to shut him down. His ankle is not responding. It's not healthy enough, and they're not in the playoffs. So as far as Trent Williams goes, it's kind of what we thought was going to happen, shutting him down for the rest of the season. But with Dre Greenlaw, as much as everybody would like to say, shut everybody down that could play and that's a valuable player so they don't get hurt, Dre Greenlaw is going to be a free agent at the end of the season. So they're kind of walking this fine line of saying, hey, Dre, you've got to protect yourself from you. You don't want to hurt yourself more, injure your other Achilles. Okay, so the calf muscle that Dre Greenlaw was dealing with last night in the Miami game was his right calf. It was his left Achilles that ruptured in the Super Bowl. So it's kind of this thing. I have friends who are football players, and they often say that what it needs is rest. So Dre Greenlaw was dealing with Achilles tendonitis in his right leg. A lot of overcompensation. He ruptured the left side in the Super Bowl. So now he's coming back from the Achilles reconstruction on the left side. He was feeling some knee soreness in the left side during the game against the Los Angeles Rams. And then now calf soreness in the right side. So it really is just, they don't want him to hurt himself more, but also they want to be respectful because the thing that Dre Greenlaw wants to do is to show the league that he is back, that he can play, that he can contribute. He wants a multi-year high price contract, which he absolutely deserves, but he's not going to get it if he can't show that he can be healthy for an extended period of time. You know, I remember when Trent Baalke was the GM for the 49ers and everybody used to joke, oh, if he's got an ACL injury or an Achilles injury, Trent Baalke will draft him or sign him as a free agent, which is, it's never a good idea to have that type of reputation as a GM. But regardless, we all saw what Dre Greenlaw could do on the field when he's healthy. The thing is, he's not going to get a multi-year contract if now the potential of injuring the right side would limit him in 2025. So they've really got to be careful with him, but they also don't want to, disrespect him. They don't want to take control of the situation without having input from him because that's what he wants to do. He wants to set himself up for the future. He wants to have a new contract. And whether that's with the 49ers or with another team, only time will tell. But the 49ers also don't want to upset him and have him say, no, I'm not going to do a 1 year, prove it deal showing that I can be healthy with the Niners. I can do it with someone else. He's an unrestricted free agent, so he could do that with anybody. Of course, I'm sure he would love to stay with the 49ers and stay with, playing alongside of Fred Warner. But if he's not healthy enough or if they step on his toes in any way, he's not going to want to come back to do that. So it's kind of one of those same things with Talanoa Hufanga. Now, he has been able to go out and show that he can play with a club on his hand. He's been playing well. A few mistakes in the game in Miami, but his first game back was very good. He's been playing really well. He's been getting a lot of tackles. His coverage skills have been great, and his energy on the field is definitely palpable, just like Dre Greenlaw. So with both of those guys coming back, the defense looked like itself in that first half of the Rams game. So this is why Kyle Shanahan hasn't said, nope, he's not going to play. He said his gut is to, this is what he said. Here's his quote. My gut is most likely he will end up being shut down, but I got to wait to talk to Dre on that and still make sure how he's doing because right now we just have it as soreness. That will definitely be a decision that I'll leave up to Dre depending on what his health is. Obviously, they want him to be on the field. They want him to, be able to go and earn his money. I think Kyle Shanahan would love him to stay, but they're also not going to limit him and his ability to play if he's healthy. So this is one of the decisions that happens when the games don't necessarily mean anything except pride and playing for each other as opposed to playing for the playoffs. So that's kind of a decision that Kyle Shanahan and Dre Greenlaw will have to make together. Outside of that, Jair Brown has a injury. He has an ankle injury, but he's day to day. Also, Leonard Floyd was checked out fine. He had a shoulder injury during the game. D. Winters, chest injury during the game. He is also day to day. So, man, they're going to have to pull up some guys from the practice squad. They just pulled Austin Pleasance up. They just had acquired him. They're going to pull up, they already pulled him up to the 53. They're probably going to have to pull up some more practice squad guys, and they're probably going to have to poach offensive linemen from other practice squads just to have a starting five and a few backups for the next two games. This team is just battered and bruised, and it's going to be a tough one the next two games. I think if they could, put up a fight against the Detroit Lions, I think that would be a good thing, kind of give them momentum going forward. But, after hearing all of these injuries on Monday, I just don't know if that's possible. I think that, the offense, they could get Isaac Guerrero back. Patrick Taylor had, a few decent runs, but he also dropped two passes and missed a pass protection block, and Brock Purdy was sacked. So, um, questions on whether Brock Purdy plays or not. I think he absolutely does. Um, just because, they want to put their best football on the field. It's going to be difficult with a backup kind of offensive line, but they're going to do it. Dominic Cooney told me last night that he said, hey, physically I'm okay, but mentally exhausted. It's been a long, long season. I don't think any rookie realizes how many games there are. I mean, they realize how many games there are, but what it takes to play 20 games in a regular season. And you think about the guys that were rookies that went into the playoffs, and it's it's the most football Dominic Puni has ever played in his football career. So 17 games, and then the preseason and training camp. That's why you saw mental errors. You saw guys kind of the frustration bubble over in those, excessive what do they call unnecessary roughness penalties. I couldn't even say that in the press conference call either. I was like unnecessary roughness penalties that happened. It was Jordan Elliott kind of landed on a guy after he was down. Diamond Lenore pushed a guy. Talanoa Hufanga bumped into a guy. Also a little bit of, ticky tacky, but also Kyle Shanahan said we deserved all of them. They can't act like that. They have to be professional. They can't do those extra hits after the play. So, um, this defense has this is what's interesting. I looked at kind of breaking down like what is going on with the defense. Fred Warner talked about takeaways. They haven't had any. They've only had two since the bye. Two turnovers since the bye for the defense. They had 15 turnovers before the bye. And, it is what it is. It's, guys haven't been out there. Some of them haven't been healthy, but they just haven't been making mental errors. They haven't been playing as clean. It's a lot of things. Injuries, I think, are probably the biggest part of it, but just sloppy play, lack of concentration is what Kyle Shanahan said. And, it's stuff they've got to clean up. Part of it is young guys getting to the end of the season, and there are a lot of rookies playing, right? Yes, Ricky Pearsall, missed the first six games. He's coming in. This is about where he should be starting to feel better. Nick Bosa said this is about where they should be hitting their stride. So, but the turnovers just haven't happened. And the fact that Devin Achan had 180, 170 yards from scrimmage, I don't know, it was a lot. Let me look because I don't want to misspeak. Yes, 190 yards from scrimmage, 70 receiving, and 120 on the ground. Ugh, just embarrassing. So anyways, those are the updates that as I have them now. I hope you guys are all relaxing, watching some Monday Night Football, and going to have some nice time some time off with your families. And I'll try to do another update maybe tomorrow, kind of thinking about what is to come for the 49ers. This Detroit Lions team that's coming into Levi Stadium is a tough one. It's going to be a tough game, but if the 49ers don't roll over and play dead and they come out fighting, I think it's a good thing for players. It's good experience. It's good reps for the players who are newer to the system. And, we'll see what they can do. All right, that's all I've got for you on Monday, the day after the game. Is a tough one. And I do think it's different than the 2020 season, just because in that season, everybody was injured really early. This one, there was always hope. There was always hope until there wasn't. You know, Christian McCaffrey's going to come back. Dre Greenlaw is going to come back. Talanoa Hufanga is going to come back. All the players that were injured were going to make their way back. And then, they had some injuries like Nick Bosa. He made his way back. Trent Williams has ankle. He'll probably make it back, but it just was not to be, and not to mention all the off-season drama that has happened. Did not see Charvarius Ward. This is one thing I did want to say. Did not see Charvarius Ward at all after the game. He went straight home to Texas to be with his family. He is expecting a baby son, which is fantastic news. But I do think that if that baby is born, he does not play in the last two games or one game, depending on when the child is born. I do know it's coming soon. So, blessings to Charvarius Ward and his family, because I think that can help heal something that will never heal entirely. But, always a blessing to have a new baby. So, Tabor Pepper also, and his wife Haley also welcomed a new son into their family. So that's all I know. Maybe Renardo Green and Deommodore Lenoir the rest of the season. We'll see. We'll see what happens out there. All right, everybody take care, and I will talk to you soon. Please subscribe. Also, I've posted a bunch of short videos. Let me know if you do like those, along with these longer form kind of commentaries. But I'll be around for the holidays, so talk to you soon. Bye.